When you create a massive open world game like Assassin's Creed Origins, obviously the main character is the lens through which players experience the world. So it was very important to us to have a main character who would fulfill a function that would be similar to what the player's gameplay experience would be.
We wanted him to be Egyptian in the first place because we really wanted him to serve as a guide for players to fully understand Egypt, what Egypt was about. His path, his journey will lead to the foundation of the Assassin's Brotherhood, as we know it since Assassin's Creed 1.
Also, when we created the main character, we wanted to give this flavor of travel, of journey. So it's an interesting balance between being grounded in ancient Egypt, also play with all the mysticism we have in this country. For us, we wanted to bring the feeling of the proto-assassin.
We wanted him to be older, so in his 30s, because we wanted to tell a kind of a different story from previous Assassin's Creed. So we didn't want to treat once again, you know, with this young man, early 20s, discovering life. We wanted and we needed a man who was already grown up, who had an experience of life.
He is the last of the Magi. The Magi were an order of protectors and law keepers in ancient Egypt, going down centuries of tradition. As a Magi, Bayek comes from an ancient lineage of men and women appointed by the pharaohs. So in ancient Egyptian society, being appointed by the pharaoh is basically the same thing as being appointed by gods. It's basically a divine mandate.
Magi's were actually a kind of paramilitary force, police force, if you like, of the Old Kingdom that was mandated by the pharaoh to protect him, the pharaoh, and also deliver justice for the people. So people knew them, they were acknowledged, they were having the right, you know, to deliver justice and execute the sentence. We needed somebody who knew the country already, who was respected by the people, and who would have access to all, you know, the layers of the society.
So when we designed the first iteration of Bayek, we just worked on silhouettes. We tried to figure out how to make him look really unique. And we were inspired by, you know, different, tribes and also people around the world, because we wanted to have something very fresh. We worked on silhouette first, before knowing exactly what is the bio, what is the background of Bayek, because we didn't know yet at the beginning when we started who he was.
He is from the oasis of Siwa, which is a small village on the outskirts of Egypt. Being from Siwa, Bayek comes from a highly traditional, highly ancient place. Bayek as a character kind of represents sort of an older way of life in traditional Egyptian culture. This will come across in terms of Bayek's personality.
We wanted a character with Bayek that was able to express a wide range of emotions. And so he's a pretty intense guy, he's a straight guy. He's not malicious, you know, he's smart, but he can be extremely, you know, intense in his reactions. So the same way, you know, he will laugh with kids, he will react quite harshly, you know, with bad people that do wrongs to the people he cares about, you know, or he loves.
Silence! And you, step back, Sahedi.
Wait, do not threaten me, Neb. I am a Magi. If the boy speaks the truth, I will find your gold Sorbex.
He is a character, however, that we wanted to infuse with a really large dynamic range in terms of his personality. So sure, when he's confronted by injustice, he is going to treat that injustice with an iron fist, if you will. Now the thing about this time, this is a game set in antiquity. Antiquity is a much more brutal and much more harsh way of life than what would be familiar to you or I today.
This is where problem solves, you know, most of the time directly in the field, you know, and so you don't go in front of a judge, you resolve the situation like that. So Bayek, in order to help people, needed to be trained. And this is what Magi's were actually. They were trained from birth to be Magi's, to be this kind of paramilitary force that would help people. And for us this was important, so that Bayek would actually be able to fight with many different weapons in many different situations.
So as we designed Bayek, we were very inspired by the Mongolian hunters, using the golden eagle to hunt and to scout ahead of them. So in Assassin's Creed Origins, we mock-up a lot of characters, but also animals like camels. But in the case of the eagle, one single person animated everything by hand. We all handcrafted the eagle. Every single feather is animated by hand.
So Senu, the pet eagle of Bayek, she's his friend, and it's a really important element of the game. First, it gives Bayek a companion. It gives the players a presence. They're not alone in this vast world. Second, from a gameplay perspective, it really allows us to give players a totally new and different perspective on the world. With this eagle, with Senu, you're now able to understand it better at a bigger range. For example, fast traveling, just by using Senu, flying, looking at the locations that you've already discovered, you can fast travel directly, without exiting the 3D world, which for us was really important to improve once again the fluidity of the global experience.
For me, working on a game that's set in ancient Egypt is quite literally, in many ways, a childhood dream come true. And what I'm hoping for players who are going to try Assassin's Creed Origins is that they're going to find some of the same passion that I found in developing this title. Some of the secrets and the sights and sounds and the amazing scale brought to life.
I think we created such a diverse world that you want to spend time here, you want to explore, you want to hunt, you want to discover the sunrise from the highest mountains. When I'm spending just time in the open world of AC Origins, I really love that place.
This game has been a hell of a ride. We're really happy about the result, and I really hope players will like it too.